It was announced a couple of hours ago that Ozzy Osbourne had passed away at the age of 76. His lovely wife, Sharon, who literally was his manager and saved his life, because Ozzy, for the longest time, lived his life of pure debauchery. Announced that he passed surrounded by his family and love at the age of 76, just 2 weeks after he was able to play that farewell show in Birmingham, his hometown of Birmingham.
It's so beautiful. The timing of that is just incredible.
It
I bet
really
all
is.
rock stars dream of exactly that.
Well, yeah. No, you're right, because you don't get a chance to feel the love from your fans and from your compatriots in the rock and roll world. And, you know, we kind of made fun of Ozzy's farewell performance a little bit on the air because it was a struggle for him vocally to be out there doing that at 76.
He had trouble standing.
We've got some pictures. I was lucky enough to meet Ozzy. He came out in 2020 that he had been battling Parkinson's disease, so his physical limitations weren't of his own device. Weren't self-inflicted. But Ozzy, there's a picture of by the way, if you're not looking at the YouTube channel, you can't see this. In 1994, I was working with the Bob Rivers show, and we were making song parodies, and we had an idea to do a Christmas parody to I Am Iron Man called I Am Santa Claus. And we had to, at that point in time, reach out to Ozzy Osbourne's, brand, his family, to Sharon, the gatekeeper of all things Ozzy. Could we have their permission to do a parody of an Ozzy Osbourne and a Black Sabbath song, Iron Man? Not only did they welcome the opportunity for us to have fun with it, Ozzy was coming through town on tour in 1994 through Seattle and agreed to come out to Bob Rivers' home and take part in our video. We shot a little video that we put into our Christmas video of us, I Am Santa Claus, and let us interview him, and we were able to invite listeners out to meet Ozzy at Bob's house.
That's
he could not have been more gracious, more warm. But also, and this was 31 years ago, Ozzy had to be helped from the car with a personal assistant that walked him, from the car to into Bob's kitchen. And we're sitting at Bob's kitchen table. There's another picture there of Bob and Bob's two sons, who were at the time just, I think, under 10 years old. And there's Bob's son, Andrew, who's still a traveling touring comedian right now, and Bob. A lot of people thought Ozzy did a lot of coke. You can see right there he's holding a Pepsi cup. There's proof Ozzy never did coke. He was a Pepsi man. But he could not have been more gracious, more loving, but also physically debilitated from, at that point in time, it was from his years of abuse. He was kicked out of Black Sabbath in the late 70s because, even for them, he did way too much partying. There was legend that he took LSD every day for 2 years, he and another bandmate. And that, I don't care who you are, that takes its toll. It's got to take its toll, even if.
The brain only bounces back so much.
So many times, right. Now, Ozzy's was bouncing around like a pinball. Remember this, and it was in the national coverage of Ozzy's demise that he had bit the head off a bat once at a show in Iowa in 1982. And the story behind that was a kid, the local kid who brought the bat to the show, spoke to local media right after it happened. They had brought this dead bat to the show with the intent of throwing it on stage. And he made his way up to the stage and threw this bat on stage. And the bass player, I think Rudy Sarza was playing bass for Ozzy's band, noticed this thing and then pointed out to Ozzy. And Ozzy waddled over as he does. When Ozzy performs, he's in another place. It's funny. You can watch Ozzy, be helped to the stage like a 90-year-old, and then gets on stage and he's electric and fully engaged. He thought it was a rubber bat. And he reached out and bit the head off and immediately realized that he had screwed up. And this was a dead bat, a real bat. Ozzy had to get rabies shots because of this. But he was always the guy who bit the head off bats. His Prince of Darkness persona became legendary.
VH1 used to have these shows, I love the 80s, I love the 90s.
Yeah.
And they would cover these pop culture moments. And I swear we need a return to those because, I remember learning about that, and I definitely didn't experience it. But it's so important to learn that pop culture knowledge. Well,
and Sharon loved Ozzy, and the family, Meet the Osbournes TV show, kind of piloted through the reality TV genre, made it palatable for so many people, and you got to realize what a real prince. Ozzy, not just a prince of darkness, he was a prince of a man, a wonderful soul, brilliant talent. Black Sabbath was pioneering in their genre of music when they broke out in the late 60s. Rest in peace, dear Prince. Ozzy Osbourne left us at 76 years old today.